I want to talk about three things that you don't understand about freelancing and honestly making money online in general. It's very difficult for me to explain it to people who are not in the same situation, but I want to make you understand to the best of my ability. Coming from someone who was in a 9 to 5 role, making okay money, but I was very much capped, to making multiple six figures in my first year of business. And I want you to be able to understand how that is, why that is, the transition of it all, the changes in life in general, how you wake up in the morning and you do something completely different to what you've been used to realistically for the last 24 years, 23 years of your life. It's a very unique it's experience. It's very difficult to get used to. It's very hard to get out of the mindset and that framing that you're in of go to school, get a job, work hard, save your money, and go from there, get your pension and retire, and that's it. So with online business, it's a worrying process. It takes a lot of your time. It takes you away from people around you. They're one of the most difficult parts of it, and I'll go into all of that. But I'm not going to talk in this video about the basics of you need to sit down, you need to set time blocks of do this 1 hour a day, write content another hour a day, set your Sunday to schedule your week. These are all things you should know already. You should already be able to put in the work and be willing to put in work and understand that you need to learn a skill, and then that skill you can sell, but now you need an audience to sell that skill to. Okay, these are the basics. With that audience, you can sell your service, you can sell coaching, you can sell courses based off that skill that you've learned previously. For me, a bit more in-depth process or story about me is I learned how to build landing pages. They're essentially a one-page website, and I went from there to create a successful business, and then I started coaching others on how to do the same. So in the past year, I've coached 60 plus students. A lot of them have become successes. Some we're still working on to get to that point. Some are in more recently in the program. But it's a very doable thing, right? To make money online and to build a business online and just to build an online presence in general and build a personal brand and have followers and fans as such. It's very doable. But the number one thing is income stability, right? That's the number one point I want to talk about. Do not do this unless you have savings. Build a side hustle and then go all in when you have the savings. Don't take a leap of faith and say, I trust myself, because your income stability, there is none. When you're making money online or you're trying to make money online in the beginning, you're always going to have that fear. I'm about 15, 16 months in, so let's say a year and a half into my journey, and I still fear that income stability, right? Even though trajectory is good, trajectory is up, my income has been relatively stable. I've had months where there's dips, okay? But I fear it, and that's partly because of the mindset that you're brainwashed essentially into of thinking, okay, 9 to 5, get my monthly wage and that's it, and I can spend 2,000 out of my 3,000 and save 1,000 for the future, for a house in the future. So you're brainwashed into that, and it's very, very difficult to get out of that mindset. I spend as little as possible. Sometimes I buy some assets that I can then sell down the road. I invest, different things like that, but I'm very slow to buy material things that'll depreciate. Besides cars, that's the one thing that I do love and I do spend too much money on. But in regards to $1,000, $2,000 dinners, I don't do it. I don't see the need or want to do it. I don't go to the club and buy bottles for everyone and tables. That's just not me. And it's partially because of, well, look, it's mainly because it's just not what I want, but partially I won't do those things because of the income stability risk of freelancing and building an online business. Okay, now you can make that an easier process. It's partially down to the way you grow up, the way you worry about money, and just your journey through life. But it's partially because it is a bit random how much money you earn online. It really is. My best months have been upward of 40k. My worst months have been since I left my job have been maybe 3k. Okay, I think 3k was the worst month. So to randomize that income, it's a difficult thing to take, and you get very down when the income is down, and you get very high when the income is high. So the highs are exceptionally high, but the lows are exceptionally low, and you worry a lot. So again, my point being here is, don't quit your 9 to 5 to go all in on a business that's not even turning over money. You're not even generating cash. It's too much of a risk. If you want to do that, make sure you have a year of expenses built up. 1 full year of expenses. And for a lot of people, that's 20, 30, 40, 50,000 plus. And just as hard to save that. Okay? So that's my thought process there. For me, I had quite a bit of expenses saved up. My lifestyle was very cheap. I was at home. So I was lucky in that regard. But either way, I needed that security to actually leave my job. Okay, and take that risk and take that leap. I calculated how much, okay, if I take a year off, how much is that year going to cost me if I don't earn any money at all? And once I had that money behind me, I was comfortable enough to say, okay, let's take the chance, let's take the leap. It's only a year out of hopefully 80, 90 years, a long life. That's it, take the chance. But I've seen people leave their job with $1,000, $2,000 in the bank, and then a month down the line they're panicking because they can't pay their bills now. Okay, that's not a position you need to be in. You need to be comfortable, you need to be relaxed to actually focus on what moves the needle for your business, to therefore make money. Okay, you can't be worrying about shit. I can't pay my bills, right? Now, point number 2, to be honest, that people don't dive into enough and don't talk about enough, is work-life balance. That is the most untrue term I've ever heard. There is very little work-life balance. Last night, it was 10 o'clock at night, I was still writing content, replying to clients. Right, that's the way it is. I remember about 7 months ago now, I was going to Thailand. I was traveling from Ireland to Thailand, and we were stopped over in Qatar for maybe 2 hours or so, and that 2 hours I was working. Right, so there's no relaxing shit. I'm tired, jet lag, I need some sleep. No, you work, because if you don't do the work, stuff falls behind and it just piles up. You get people annoyed at you, people frustrated. They need this and that done quickly. So there is none of that, and I think it's hard for a person in a 9 to 5 to understand that. They think, okay, oh, you run your own business, you should have all the time in the world. No, you only have all the time in the world if you're able to outsource your own mind and your own ability to create content and fulfill for clients. And a lot of small to medium businesses can't do that. The founder, the CEO, they're in the trenches. They really are in the trenches working night and day. So it's a very difficult thing for me to take time off. I remember I took 1 week off to go to a holiday in Turkey last year, and that week I just didn't generate any revenue, right? And do I regret it? No, it was an absolutely fantastic time. Do I still think about it because I didn't generate revenue? Yes. Because I think, shit, what if I kept working? You know? And I think you have to come to that conclusion yourself. What do you want? Do you want to try and have a work-life balance? If so, you know, you can take time off and sacrifice some money. That's fine. But you're sacrificing quite a bit. That's what it'll feel like, because it's your business is your baby. You work hard for it, and it's not just for you. You want to see the business succeed, so then you can have people around you be brought up as well, and then you succeed. Okay, so Work-life balance, it's almost a myth. You will never become a millionaire working an hour a day. It's just realistically 99% of the time that's or it's impossible. You need to work very, very hard. There's many 18-hour days that I've done. There's many 12-hour days. There's many 4-hour days. It varies. Okay. But most of the time you're stuck working. Even today, I'm actually visiting my grandparents, and I'm up since 6 o'clock, maybe 6:15, working because I want to spend a few hours with them. So I got up a couple hours early to be able to actually spend a couple hours with them. That's the work-life balance you have to do. There is no balance. You sacrifice, and you have to get up earlier, stay up later, and do more to fit in your work. Okay, that's it. Point number 3 is the power of networking. Networking is super important. My business started from Twitter, right? It begun on Twitter from me building an audience and posting content every single day for many, many months, right? And providing value to people. And I signed a client, a very good friend of mine now. He owns a big company in Dubai. And I signed him as a client. I built his landing page and designed it and developed it. And from there on, he just referred me tons of people. It's like 5 to 8 people every month, right? So that is the power of network. It's the power of providing a good service, right? I've had plenty of invites out to Dubai from him, and I will go there in due time, right? I've even been asked to work in the head office with him and work full time, but I rejected because that would be giving up my own dream, right, of my own business. But again, that's the power of network. If anything ever happens, I can fall back on that, and I'm still earning 10 grand a month doing that. So I'll still be good, and I'll be in Dubai. So the thing is, network is really important. I don't think you can appreciate it when you're at lower levels of the business world, essentially. I think when you start moving yourself up and putting yourself around other people, you all grow together. It's the same even when you are networking with small people on social media and small business owners. You do build up together, but it's like a video game, right? I used to play a lot of video games like Call of Duty, and when you play with different clans, you'd play with a clan at the basic level first, but then you beat them all, right? And then you need to move up to the next tier, right? It's like you're leveling up every time, and you're playing with another clan. They're kind of semi-pro, and you end up getting better than them because you're just putting in more work. You're practicing more. You understand the psychology and the way everything works better, right? But then you level up again to a pro, and that's the top echelon, right? That's where the competition is. But that's also where you'll find friends in competition, and you'll get different opportunities together, right? To do different things, different business endeavors. So they're kind of the main things, the main 3 points that you don't understand about business and freelancing online, how important they are, and just the way you live life in general. It's a very difficult process to build a business online, but it's a very possible one for, to be honest, anyone. I mentioned earlier, I've helped 60 plus students in the past almost a year now. And many of them have built 6-figure businesses, right? Many of them have even, left. One guy, for example, Alex, he's gone from New York working with his family, and he's engaged now, getting married in Morocco to his girlfriend. And that opportunity was brought to him by earning money online, right? If not, he would have had to stay in New York. And so this online space can create a completely different life for you. You can be the person that's satisfied with $50 a day and live on a beach in Thailand, right? Or in Bangkok, wherever. Or else you can be the other end of the spectrum, which I find myself battling with these two ends a lot. Do I want to just live life simply, or do I want to be something incredible and be remembered? And to me, I think I'm on that latter end, right? And build a massive business, but you sacrifice a lot for that. So yeah, that's today's video. If you do want to actually start getting into the nuts and bolts and actually start freelancing and start building on your online business, right? Subscribe, like this video. If you've any questions, please do comment and check out the description. I'll have a link in there which will be a fantastic resource and place for you to begin freelancing and earning money online. Check that out. I'll probably have it as the pinned comment as well. It's a great place to start. Again, I've helped 60 plus students, so I know the exact process of how to succeed, right? So thank you very much for watching. This is a purely raw video I wanted to talk about. I have a couple of notes here, but I wanted to talk from the heart, and for it to just be a connection between us two, and like we're on FaceTime essentially, you know, or a video call. So thank you very much for watching. Take care. If you like this, I'll do plenty more. Yo, sorry about the video soundiness. I didn't have my microphone hooked up. It was not ideal. It'll be better next time for sure, but we keep on improving every single time, and that's the point of social media. That's the point of why we do this. We're constantly improving, constantly pushing for more. Now, if you want to actually get into a community and actually build your freelance business from the ground up and know step by step what you need to do and what you need to do to push forward, click the link below. Check that out, and I'll have a ton of information in there for you, and I look forward to speaking to you and seeing you. Take care. Subscribe as well. It would mean the world to me. This channel is starting to blow up, so it'd be fantastic to have all your support.